Hi, everyone. We wanted to share with you some of the most impactful research that we found, along with industry information on building a culture of high performance and staff well-being and the anti-burnout movement that we currently live in. Did you know that in the UK, 70 million workdays are lost due to mental health illnesses annually? And that 75% of UK workers reported suffering with burnout symptoms and mental health issues in 2021. Now, what does that actually mean for businesses? Mental health illnesses are costing employers between 33 and 42 billion pounds every year, which means 50% of salaries are actually wasted. And what does that mean for your business's performance? You've got isolated employees, you've got less collaboration, a lot of cynicism and lack of focus within teams. There's poor communication and collaboration, low performance, increased costs, and an impact on your bottom line. Last year, 45% of sick leave was stress related. And does that mean that today's workforce is lazy or underachieving? No. It just means they know what's important for them and will not settle for less. It means that attracting and retaining the right talent in this day and age requires a lot more than just an excellent salary. And holistic corporate well-being programs are quickly emerging as the ultimate differentiator for employers.
So a little bit about balanced life. I'm Jeremy Cooper, and you've just heard from Dina. And we're two parents. We're big dreamers. We both come from Fortune 500 leadership roles, but more importantly, we're both burnout recoveries, and we're obsessed with physical, mental well-being, and having that as a backbone for a well balanced life. And we want to help people boost their productivity, improve their effectiveness, and that's all the ingredients you need to be on your A game to excel at work, but also have that time for life. So we are the creators of a balanced life. So as I said, we're two burnout recoveries. We had these high pressure, successful careers, but realized that we ran ourselves into the ground. We struggled due to the pressure that was put on us by an organization, but also the pressure that we put on ourselves to keep achieving at life, and had to find that there was a better way to do it. But unfortunately, we reached a point of breaking before we could do it. So our mission is to help businesses improve workforce performance, decrease the staff turnover and the healthcare costs, and really become that employer of choice and support an anti-burnout culture. You truly can change the way that people operate in their career. You can change the way that people are able to excel, to achieve the company goals, align with the company vision and mission, while still giving them that personal time with the family, the time for hobbies to really recharge. And that's how you truly retain staff. That's how you build that culture of anti-burnout and high performance. As you would have seen over the past 12 to 18 months, the employer-employee relationship has changed. People aren't looking for the job for life anymore. They're looking for the dream life, and then that career and that job that helps them fulfill that life, but also fulfills their purpose. Because many people have the purpose and impact that they want to have on their career. It's knowing where to start. From the research we've done, and this is through working with individuals through scorecards, interviews, and also group research sessions, we've seen the main challenges come up are the amount of last minute unplanned work. So this is the busy work, everything having a criticality because it's been either unplanned or kind of fire drilled. The inability for people to say no, that sense that you have to say yes, you have to find a slot within the calendar just to fit it in, whether that means getting up early in the morning, staying late, or just working through lunch and running yourself into the ground. Lack or inefficiency of process as well, seeing a lot of people feel that a process is hindering them and a process is restrictive, but actually a process liberates people to be able to be creative because they've got the automation around a lot of the basic steps. You're not trying to rework everything every time the request comes in. And lastly, that lack of recovery time and that feeling of overwhelmed. when we were doing the research, we were hearing people saying that they're kind of frazzled, that when they leave work, they're basically taking work with them because they can't have that separation anymore. Their mind doesn't switch off. And as you can tell, there's an impact to these challenges. The emotional and the health side, I said about people feeling frazzled, they're lacking sleep. When they go on holiday, they're not truly relaxing because they're still thinking about the hard work they've had to do in order to take that holiday, the fact that they've dumped their employees or their peers to do the work while they're away, and knowing that their emails and work is just piling up on the way back. And this leads to poor health, whether it's anxiety like I had, whether it's burnout like myself and Dina had, stress, people having presenteeism, and then that leads to longer term health implications as well. And when you've got an employee workforce that's like that, you start to see that there's an impact on the performance, whether it's the staffs with presenteeism that aren't delivering the volume of work that they used to do, or they're struggling with mental fog, so they're procrastinating over more things. This means that your company's not performing as expected, that you're not hitting the deadlines that you need to. And you're also needing more staff in to do the same volume of work that you previously did before. And as you can imagine, there's the financial impact on that, whether that's not being able to launch a product as early as you'd like to, whether it's having to have additional staff costs, whether it's the staff turnover that you have to have that funding in place to recruit, train, and retain new staff on a continuous rolling basis.
So the movement of the Great Resignation, which you probably heard of, cannot be ignored because it is avalanching at us into our world. And the burnout culture cannot be ignored either, because we will continue to lose staff, productivity will hit rock bottom, and that is just something that isn't sustainable. Something needs to be done in order to address burnout culture. And things simply need to change. Well-being programs are not enough anymore. The perks such as Zoom-free Fridays and Pilates Tuesdays just don't cut it. And there's also been this trend of blaming millennials and Gen Z for being lazy or wanting to change jobs or not knowing what they want. But they actually know what they want, so much so that they're willing to risk the safety of their career to go to find jobs and employers that'll support their goals and ambitions. And then lastly, hiring more is killing your bottom line. Every time you lose a staff member, you lose time of having to train the replacement. You lose the time of having to find a replacement. And what about the costs of actually hiring?
When we ran our workshops and when we talk to individuals about what do they truly need, it's not the big bang like Dina just spoke about. It's not the spending 2 hours talking about nutrition and then being set free, or spending 2 days doing 7 habits of a highly effective person, which are all valuable courses. The problem is it's the inability to then action them afterwards. So what we're looking at is basically changing the balance. It's a simple, unique approach, which is all around well-being through efficiency, optimization, and high performance, and really helping people focus on simple steps that they can take and build momentum over time. Very much looking at the marginal gain effect of improving your work performance and your personal life. So the approach we take is really starting to reduce that stress, overwhelm, burnout, and then start to bring in the long-term performance and well-being, because you can't keep adding to people's plates without removing things first. And this really is the way forward. It's a long-term win-win outcome for the employer and the employee. Having a return on investment of 400%, which is from the research that showed for every 80 pence put into a well-being program will pay back £4 in benefits. So you can see that even these small inputs into the organization can have overwhelmingly high impacts. And the real outcomes you're looking for is that healthier, happier, more productive team. You're looking at reducing your operational costs around sickness, staff turnover, absenteeism, having that retention so you can be that employer of choice. You can have that brand reputation where it's not people are flocking away from your organization, chasing the greener grass on the other side, whether it exists or not. And this really gives people that personal and professional development. It's helping people prioritize their personal goals and life balance. It's different in a way that many organizations will help people be more productive at work for the organization's benefit. But this is, how do you prioritize the person? Because a happy, healthier person, like we said, is more productive. They come in with mental clarity. They're in a good mood. They're enthusiastic. They're driven to do that great work that they want to do. Yeah, everyone wants to do a great job at work. You just have to have them in the right mindset, the right motivation, and the right attitude to do it. So really, yeah, we talked about the return on investment, but if we boil it down, if we can save you one resignation, that's the cost of this program. Yeah, when you think about a staff cost, it's the recruitment fees, it's the lost productivity, it's the people that have to sit on the interview panels, it's the training process that people have to take time out of their day to train this person. So it's not just lost productivity from that one person, it's the lost productivity from everyone around it. And then that ramp up speed, and then is it the right person? So just as an example of one of the frameworks we run, and it's everything is driven around those 5 steps to a high performing and balanced life. And the delivery can change differently, but it's very much around helping people get onboarded, do some discovery to understand what does your organization need, help people understand their values and their vision. I think values are so hard for people to understand these days because of societal norms, and also the pressures to not really think about yourself. Helping people set really good goals, whether that's their career aspirations, their personal ones, and having that balance. Helping people be high performers, be efficient, be effective. Help them build routines that really serve them to come into the day ready to fire, do amazing work, and still have that capacity at the end of it to do the things they love. And then help them understand how to continuously enhance their lives, how to continuously reflect. And that really is that path to a high performing and balanced life.
The goal of all of our programs are to increase long-term workforce performance, engagement, and well-being, while reducing financial impacts of staff turnover, absenteeism, and healthcare support costs for businesses. As we move into more well-being, teams will experience an increased level of clarity, engagement, and fulfillment in both their personal lives and for the companies that they work for. The ultimate result is to create a team that is engaged, efficient, delivering life-changing results, but also being able to find time for their families and their own ambitions and goals. Small increases in performance and engagement, as well as the small reductions in turnover and absence, can result in hundreds of thousands of pounds of value to your business across even the most modest of teams. So if you think that this framework can work for you, we invite you to book in a call, a 60-minute complimentary strategy session where we can discuss your current situation, what your challenges have been, and how this framework could potentially work for you.